The Ukraine crisis. If Putin outfoxes Biden, America will face great dangers. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Vladimir Putin, always a bold opportunist, is undertaking his most daring and danger gamble yet. In his eyes, the potential payoff is huge and irresistible. The stakes for the security of the U.S. and the free world, however, are commensurately large and menacing. Putin's manufactured an unprovoked crisis with Ukraine, mobilizing an invasion army on Ukraine's border. Russia's modern czar has several goals. He wants to decisively halt Ukraine's move in recent years to become a truly independent European nation that is free from Moscow's control. Putin was furious when popular pro-democracy protests ousted his puppet president from power in 2014. Putin retaliated by seizing Crimea from Ukraine. He also launched a lethal low-grade conflict in the eastern part of the country, creating separatist militias aided by special Soviet military forces. The estimated death toll is over 14,000, but Kiev refused to kowtow to the Kremlin, so Putin is raising the stakes. Looking at President Biden's disastrous, self-inflicted defeat in Afghanistan and other signals of weakness, the Tsar figures he can get away with browbeating Kiev into submission, either with military moves or having the U.S. and NATO pressure the country into accepting more Russian oversight, especially regards foreign and trade policies. Putin believes Biden's threats of serious sanctions and sending more military aid to Ukraine is bluster. After all, if a military incursion takes place, getting U.S. military material into Ukraine would become rather problematical. But Putin has bigger ambitions. He yearns to reestablish the old Soviet empire, at least in the sense that now independent nations would effectively become vassals of the Kremlin. Russia would also like to neuter NATO in former Soviet satellite countries like Poland and nations that emerged from the old Soviet Union, particularly the Baltic states of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, by having NATO agree not to have a permanent military presence there. Such an agreement would shatter NATO's credibility and lead Europe to conclude the U.S. can't be relied on any longer for their security. Ominously, Asian nations would reach the same conclusion. To hammer home this new reality, Putin wants the U.S. to pledge not to station short-range and intermediate-range nuclear missiles in Europe. Years ago, Moscow agreed not to have such missiles aimed at Europe, but violated the treaty. Keeping such U.S. missiles away would reinforce Moscow's new dominance in Europe. All this is why Washington should step up deliveries of meaningful military equipment to Kiev, start putting on sanctions now, and begin increasing NATO forces in Poland and the Baltics to let Putin know that in this game of poker, he has dealt himself a busted hand. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.